Yeah, joke's going to be on Carl tonight because we're going to indoctrinate him to Hurricane Hotline.
So here we go.
I got my first win last week. I'm feeling
five
confident.
questions that increase in intensity and points. Cat 1 is worth 1, all the way up to Cat 4 that's worth 4. But Cat 5 is worth double. It's worth 10 points. So, Carl and Mike, if you get sheared apart by your opponent in the first 4 rounds, in the 5th round, you have an opportunity to rapidly intensify. Now remember, as I start asking the question, you can pick it up at any time, but if you answer too early and you're wrong, your opponent gets the points. And as I have told Mike and Alex when they play this game, if you are tussling over the phone, I will allow a certain amount of fisticuffs and wrestling, and with a man cave version of Hurricane Hotline, a little tackling might actually be allowed.
Jiu-jitsu then? Would be okay.
Whatever you want to bring to the table,
belt,
okay? Now, because it's the man cave version of Hurricane Hotline, all of these questions have a little bit of a sports theme to them, okay? And the first question, the Category 1 question, has to do with baseball, okay? As a home run ball leaves the park, the outfielder runs after it on turf that is grassy until he reaches the warning track that is also the hurricane that caused storm surge in New York City in 2012.
Sandy.
A warning track is Sandy. Yes, Mike. 1 point.
Sandy. I always start out
Grassy,
strong like this.
Sandy.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm bound to fail.
Think of that as
All right,
dirt.
question number 2. Category 2 question has to do with lacrosse. The National Weather Service office in La Crosse, Wisconsin, maintains a webpage documenting flood fatalities in the United States. Even with most of the hurricane season still to come, they say 78 people have already died in U.S. floods this year, with 51 of them, about 65%, dying in a flood while doing what?
Driving.
Driving is correct, Mr. Bettis.
I'm leaving.
Carl, there's
You're giving me hope here,
17
Carl.
points left on the field here. All right, Category 3 question has to do with football. Okay? The 50-yard line is halfway between the goal lines, right, guys? When a tropical wave is at about midfield of the Atlantic Basin, halfway between Africa and the Cabo Verde Islands and the continental U.S., the first land areas that the tropical waves usually cross are a group of small countries collectively called...
Lesser Antilles.
Very nicely done, Carl Parker.
All right.
Does it count if you don't hold it to your ear?
Well, he had complete hold of the phone, so he yelled. I could hear him. Okay. Category 4 question. Hurricane Hotline's heating up. It's 3-3. Basketball themed question. A tropical cyclone is a warm core, non-frontal, synoptic scale cyclone originating over tropical or subtropical waters with organized deep thunderstorms and a closed surface wind circulation about a well-defined what? It's also a position in basketball.
Center.
Center.
You gotta have the phone. Mike got the phone. 4 point. Now,
I
Carl.
feel good about that one because Carl loves basketball too. I got him in his own game.
All right, now, Mike Bettis has 7 points. Carl has 3.
nervous.
But this last question, Category 5 question, is worth 10 points. So this will decide the game. All right, here we go. This question is soccer themed. Okay? Football, as it's known around the world, uses different terms for the same things that we see in American football. It's not a field, it's a pitch, right? It's not a team, it's a side. It's not 1-0, it's 1-0, right? Now, there are differences between us and the rest of the world in tropical weather, too. In the Western Pacific, it's not a hurricane, it's a typhoon. And in Australia, it's not a hurricane, it's a...
Oh, cyclone.
You gotta get the...
Tropical cyclone! Tropical cyclone!
Incorrect, Mr. Bettis. In Australia, a hurricane equivalent is a severe tropical cyclone.
Oh.
And because of that, Carl Parker gets 10 points and wins 13-7.
Take me this phone, I'm going home. I always lose on a technicality.
But tropical cyclone is the broad term, and when it becomes hurricane strength in Australia, they say it is a severe tropical cyclone. There is a difference. That's why it's a Cat 5 question. It's not easy, Mike.
Why do you do this to me, Nav? You torture me every time. Every time.
And Carl's going, I like this game. I'll just not answer.
I should have let go of the phone. Would you have said that?
No, I was thinking cyclone. I was thinking, like Indian Ocean.
I need to learn from my mistakes. I'm just not answering any more Cat 5 questions. Just flat out, just not answering them anymore. So that was fun, though. Thanks for being
Yeah, it
here.
was fun.
I actually think I'm going to bleed on a knuckle here, though.
Are you really? Sorry about that.
Check out this.
And you guys played rougher than any of the Hurricane Hotline games we've had so far. Man Cave version of Hurricane Hotline is
It's like full contact.
It's a full contact sport. Oh, my goodness.
That was a ton of fun. Hopefully you learned something, folks. But for all of us here at Weather Underground, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great weekend. Remember, together, we know more. Who has a red phone anymore, by the way?
Only we do. It's a unique thing about Hurricane Hotline. The only red phone on television.
Flag, honestly.